I am Paul Bartolome G. Conceding welcome to a deep dive lesson on interpretivism, one of the most important paradigms in qualitative and social research. If you've ever wondered how researchers study meaning, experience, or the inner world of human beings, interpretivism is the philosophical framework behind that effort. This video is based on the explanations found in Research Methods in Education by Louis Cohen, Lawrence Mannion, and Keith Morrison, and our goal today is to explore interpretivism clearly, thoroughly, and in a way you can immediately apply to your own research mindset. The heart of interpretivism. Interpretivism begins with one major concern: understanding the lived world of human beings. While positivism looks for objective measurements and general laws, interpretivism takes an opposite stance. It asks, what does the world look like from the perspective of the person experiencing it? How do individuals make sense of what they live through? What meanings do they assign to their actions, choices, and relationships? This paradigm assumes that to truly understand human behavior, we need to get inside the person's world, not impose external categories or pre-made theories on them. Interpretive researchers believe the world of human experience is rich, complex, and deeply shaped by subjective meaning. So instead of starting with rigid theories or numerical measurements, interpretivism begins with people themselves. Anti-positivist roots. The interpretive paradigm is fundamentally anti-positivist. But what does that actually mean? Positivism seeks objectivity, prediction, and control. Interpretivism rejects this approach when studying humans because human beings are not objects. Human actions carry meaning. People interpret, respond, and create their own realities. Human behavior cannot be reduced to formulas or universal laws. Interpretivists argue that imposing external structures, categories, or measurement tools distorts reality because it replaces the participant's view with the researcher's view. You cannot fully grasp someone's experience by standing outside of it. Interpretivism reminds us that humans make choices, interpret situations, and construct meaning, all of which are invisible to purely objective methods. Understanding action. Behavior with meaning interpretive approaches focus heavily on action, but not just action in the behavioral sense. Here, action is defined as behavior with meaning, intentional behavior, future-oriented decisions shaped by inner purpose. This is crucial. For interpretivists, action is meaningful only when the intentions behind it are understood. Example: a student staying after class could mean fear of failure, desire for clarity, bonding with the teacher, perfectionism, insecurity, passion for the subject. Without intentions, behavior is just surface level. Interpretivism emphasizes that everyday life depends on shared meanings. When we interact, we rely on our ability to understand one another's intentions through context, language, emotion, and shared experience. This is why interpretive research values interviews, conversations, observations, and participation, methods that allow researchers to capture the meanings behind actions. Theory. Emerging, not imposed. One of the defining features of interpretivist research is how it treats theory. In the positivist tradition, theory is often established first, and then research is conducted to test it. Interpretivism flips that order. Interpretivist principles on theory. 1. Theory begins with individuals. Researchers start by exploring how people understand their own lives. Theory grows from what participants reveal about their experiences. 2. Theory must emerge from data. This is known as the principle of grounded theory, the idea from Glaser and Strauss, 1967, that theory should be built directly from real-world data rather than imposed beforehand. 3. Theory should reflect the participants' meanings. Interpretive theory is not universal. Instead, it grows out of specific contexts, interactions, and situations. 4. Theory must make sense to those who live it. The people being studied should be able to recognize their own world in the theory that emerges. The purpose of theory in interpretivism. Rather than prediction or control, interpretivist theory aims to describe how individuals make sense of their world, reveal the meanings people attach to behaviors, understand how people construct reality at a specific time and place, compare meanings across contexts. Interpretivism embraces multiple theories, because human meanings are diverse and cannot be reduced to a single universal explanation. The world of multiple realities. A central belief of interpretivism is that there is not one single objective reality, but rather many realities, shaped by the interpretations of individuals or groups. Different people experience the same event in different ways. A new school policy may feel empowering to teachers, but controlling to students. A classroom discussion might feel exciting to one learner and intimidating to another. Success may be defined as grades by one person, but as personal growth by another. Interpretivism sees these variations not as errors or noise, but as the data itself. What emerges is a collage of meanings, each tied to social background, personal history, culture, emotional state, relationships, goals, and aspirations. Interpretive researchers aim to understand each of these viewpoints, because together they reveal the complexity of human reality. Methods in interpretivist research. Interpretivism favors methods that allow deep understanding. Interviews, structured, semi-structured, unstructured. Participant observation, being present within the setting. Ethnography, long-term immersion. Case studies, detailed exploration of particular individuals or groups. Focus groups, capturing group meanings. Narratives and life histories, stories as windows into meaning. These methods allow researchers to explore context, emotion, perspective, and intentionality, factors that cannot be revealed by numbers alone. Data in interpretivist research is typically rich, descriptive, and qualitative. Instead of spreadsheets, researchers collect field notes, interview transcripts, observations, recordings, documents, personal reflections. This kind of data carries the meanings people produce and share within their everyday lives. Interpretivism doesn't aim for universal laws. Instead, it seeks to understand how meaning is created in a particular time and place, and then compare these insights across other contexts. For example, how do different schools create different meanings of success? How does the idea of respect vary between communities? How do teachers in various cultures interpret authority? How does student motivation take shape in different environments? Interpretive researchers explore these variations to understand patterns of meaning, not to impose general rules, but to appreciate how people construct their own worlds. Rejecting the quest for one theory, interpretivism moves away from the idea of a single overarching theory that explains all human behavior. Human experience is too diverse, too textured, too shaped by context and personal history to be captured by universal laws. So interpretivist theories are multiple, context-dependent, evolving, grounded in real interactions, focused on meaning more than measurement. Interpretivism embraces plurality, the idea that different people and different situations require different explanations. This reflects the richness and complexity of human life. Interpretive paradigms strive to understand and interpret the world in terms of its actors. Meanings and interpretations are paramount in interpretive paradigms. Interpretivism invites us to slow down, listen deeply, and enter the world of the people we study. It reminds us that human beings are not variables to be measured, but storytellers, meaning makers, agents, and interpreters of their own experience. By valuing perspective, purpose, and context, interpretivism helps researchers understand the human world in all its depth and complexity.